Hi everyone, Scott from Pimp My PS3 here again with another tutorial for you. Now if you open up your PS3 and you have a 40 gig or an 80 gig and it has a black power supply, like you can see here, this plastic box here on the left is the power supply. What you're going to need to do is you're going to have to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws out of the black power supply. If you lift up the unit, you unplug the Blu-ray drive, and you lift up the Blu-ray drive and you see that it has a little tiny ribbon cable on it underneath with a piece of tape on it, so you can't really get the ribbon cable out without bending it or possibly breaking the ribbon cable. So the safest way to do this particular model here is to pull out the 5 screws from the power supply. Okay, you take out the 5 screws, you unplug this little white wire from the front of the power supply. You're going to lift up on the front of the power supply and it pops right off. It's just 2 prongs that hold it in there and 2 wires on the back. Push down on the little clip, it unplugs the wire from the back. Put that to the side, and as you can see here, the ribbon cable, this is a tiny ribbon cable. It actually plugs in underneath the power supply, so you have to take the power supply off to get the ribbon cable out. You lift up on the little clip right there, you slide the ribbon cable out like so, unplug the power for the Blu-ray drive, and it comes right out. Okay. Now we're going to show you the underside of it. See how it's taped in there? It's really hard to get in there to access it. What I usually do is I take a little knife and I don't go anywhere near the cable with it. Go outsides of the cable about 1/4 inch all the way around. Peel that up like so, and it'll come right out. Lift up on the another little clip for this side of the ribbon cable. Now you can take that out, and you can actually place the ribbon cable back in this one here so you don't forget which way it goes. Short side always goes into the motherboard, the long side goes into the Blu-ray drive on this particular model with the skinny ribbon cable. Now we're going to be taking apart the Blu-ray drive. Let me put this to the side, and this is the KEM-410 laser Blu-ray drive. The Blu-ray drive controller board is actually underneath this shield, unlike the other one. There's 3 screws along the top here. You're only going to take out the end 2 screws like I just did, and then flip it around, and there's 2 screws on the bottom side, 1 on each end. Take those 2 out like so. Flip it over, unplug your wire. Same thing as the other drive, put your thumb in the black hole and lift up on the back of the case, and that top metal casing should come right off. I'm going to put that to the side, take our little screws that we pulled out, put them in a container, a wire in a container. Now you're going to see that this Blu-ray drive has clips. There's 1 clip here on this side, and there's 1 clip here on this side. There's only 2 screws in the drive assembly, as you can see here. 2 screws. 1 screw here, and 1 screw here. 3 screws that are in the regular 400 drives aren't necessary because this particular drive has the clips. I'm going to take out the little magnet, put that to the side, take out our 2 screws from the front. Lift up on the 2 clips, and the drive comes right apart. No sensor wire on this drive. As you can see, the top comes right off. Putting it back together is a little more difficult. Okay, it looks like the mechanism on this one is actually bad because the laser was all the way back and it wasn't forward. The worm gear motor is probably bad, so we'll replace the whole assembly. I'll show that in a different video. Right now I'm going to show you how to replace just the laser. Okay, as you can see here, this is the double laser, and there's one screw here. This is the side that the disc goes into on this side, and this is the bottom of it, and this is the one screw that we're going to take out right here. Holds one little metal spring clip in place. I'll take that screw out right now. Put that to the side. And there's a little rod right here, the rod that it moves on, and as you can see there's a little metal push tab that they pushed up. I just bend that down like so. Okay, now I'm going to unclip the ribbon cable and I'm going to slide the rod back, and it comes right out. One screw and you bend that little rod, the little clip here, and it comes right out. Okay, same as the 400 lasers, there's two clips you have to change. There's a plastic clip right here that rides on the worm gear. There's a black metal screw right here. We're going to take that out, and then there's a spring clip on the opposite side. The white plastic clip was here, and the little metal spring clip is right here. There's a black screw right here. We're going to take that screw out, pull that little metal spring clip off. Okay, now we have our laser with the white clip and the spring clip put back on it. We're going to install the new laser. Take the rod, put the rod back in, get the laser back in like so, push down on the front of the rod so it goes under the spring clip here. See the little spring clip that we did not take out in the front? You want the rod to go under that spring clip, then you're going to push your laser all the way forward. See how it turns the worm gear? And it actually cocks the back of the rod out, and you slide the rod down in like so. Okay, now we're going to take the little tab that we bent down. You have to lift up on the front of the rod here, so it goes up to the front tab. Then you bend the back tab back up like so, and we'll put our clip back on the rod. Okay, put our ribbon back in. There's a little tab here, okay, and there's a little tab here. These two tabs, this one and this one, have to line up in the drive. One of them goes in here, and the other one goes right in here. This one here lines up pretty well, as you can see. The bottom one right here, if you look at it, it lines up nice. This one here actually moves. You can see it wobbles a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to snap the left side down in place with the clip, and I leave the right side of the drive open a little bit. I take a little knife and I go in back of the clip, and I can see the little tab, and I push the tab back, and as I hold the tab back with the knife, I slide it close like so. Okay, now we put our two screws back in it. Put our magnet, make sure there's no screws stuck to the magnet, that'll mess you up. Okay, now we got to drive back together. What I like to do is I don't like to put the top cover on it until I actually put the drive in and test it once. So I leave the cover off of it and I put it back in like so, but we're going to show you how to put the cover back on it right now.
So after you're through testing it and you know the drive works and it reads after you put it back in the PlayStation, you got to take it back out and you're going to put your top cover back.